The woman scrubbing these floors at 2 a.m. owns the building. Every floor, every office, every person who walks past her without looking. Her name is Ava Hart, and she's worth $3.2 billion. But tonight, she's invisible. And that's exactly what she wants. Ava didn't grow up with money. She grew up unwanted. Her parents died when she was 6. Car accident. No relatives came forward. She moved through 7 foster homes in 10 years. In some, they saw her as free labor. In others, they saw her as a monthly check. Nobody saw her as a child who needed love. At 16, she taught herself to code using library computers. At 19, she built her first app in a homeless shelter. At 23, she sold that app for $47 million. By 30, she'd built TechCorp into one of the most powerful technology companies in the world. But something happened when the money came. The men changed. Or maybe they stayed the same, and she just finally had something they wanted. Her first serious boyfriend after her success was Chris. He proposed after 3 months. She thought it was romantic. Until she found the prenup his lawyer had already drafted, one that gave him 40% of her assets if they divorced after 5 years. When she confronted him, he didn't even try to deny it. He just said, "Come on, Ava. You knew what this was. Nobody falls in love with you. They fall in love with what you can give them." The second was Edward. He lasted 8 months. She overheard him on the phone with his brother. "Just hang on. Once we're married, I'll have access to her accounts. Then we're set for life." The third was Jonathan, an entrepreneur who claimed he loved her vision. He stole her product designs and sold them to her biggest competitor for $12 million. When she sued him, he told the press, "She's just a bitter woman who can't handle that I'm more successful than she is." After that, Ava stopped dating. She stopped trusting. And she started wondering if anyone could ever see past the dollar signs. 3 months ago, she made a decision. She would disappear, not physically, but financially. She would become poor, and she would see if anyone could love Ava the person instead of Ava the billionaire. So she hired an actress named Rebecca to play CEO in board meetings. She created a fake identity with a fake resume. And she joined the night cleaning crew of her own company under the name Ava Mitchell. Minimum wage, no benefits, no power, just a woman with a mop and a dream that somewhere in this world there was someone real. It's 11:47 p.m. on a Tuesday. The 15th floor of TechCorp is empty except for Ava and her cleaning cart. She's been doing this for 6 weeks now, and she's learned things she never knew about her own company. Like how the vice president of sales, Marcus Chen, leaves coffee cups with mold growing in them hidden behind his monitor. Or how the head of HR, Patricia Wong, prints personal documents on company printers, specifically her romance novel manuscript titled Forbidden Desire. Or how the executives talk about the cleaning staff like they're furniture. "Make sure the cleaning lady doesn't touch my desk." "Someone tell maintenance the trash wasn't emptied." They never say person. They never say please. They just expect. Ava had never noticed this before. When you're at the top, you don't see the bottom. Tonight, as she's wiping down a conference table, she hears voices in the hallway. 2 voices. One she recognizes. Michelle Gonzalez, a single mother who works in data entry. They've talked a few times during shift changes. Michelle always looks exhausted. The other voice belongs to Veronica Delgado, Senior Vice President of Operations. And from what Ava can hear, Veronica is doing what she does best, making someone's life miserable. "I don't care if it's after midnight. Michelle, I need those reports on my desk by 6 a.m. "Please, Ms. Delgado, I've been here since 6 a.m. this morning. My daughter is home alone. The babysitter had to leave." "Not my problem. You want to work here? You meet deadlines. Or you can join the unemployment line with all the other people who couldn't handle real work." Ava steps into the hallway, ignoring them. Hours later, she finds herself alone in the hallway. She looks at the clock. 1:23 a.m. She still has 3 floors to finish, but as she pushes her cart toward the elevators, she notices something. A light. Still on. In one of the corner offices. The nameplate on the door reads, Lucas Reed, Product Development. Most employees are gone by 8 p.m. Whoever this Lucas Reed is, he works late. Ava knocks softly on the door frame. And then she sees him. Lucas looks like he's in his mid-30s. His dark hair looks like he's run his hands through it too many times, and a sharp jawline with a shadow of stubble. His eyes look tired, holding something she recognizes. Focus. Drive. The look of someone building something that matters. He's wearing a simple button-down shirt with the sleeves rolled up, revealing forearms that suggest he does more than type. No wedding ring. A coffee mug that says, I void warranties. And when he looks up at her, he doesn't look through her. He looks straight into her eyes. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize anyone else was still here. You're with the cleaning crew, he said. No, night shift, Ava responded. Lucas stands up from his desk, and Ava notices something unusual. He actually sees her. Not the uniform, not the cleaning cart, not the invisible woman society expects her to be. I'm Lucas, he says, extending his hand. I'd shake, but... He gestures to his hands, stained with what looks like ink and coffee. Been here since yesterday morning. Lost track of time. Ava hesitates, then shakes his hand anyway. His grip is firm, warm. Ava, she says, then catches herself. Ava Mitchell. Well, Ava Mitchell, I apologize for messing up your cleaning schedule. Give me 2 minutes to clear out, and the office is all yours, Lucas said. Take your time, she says. I have 3 floors left anyway. But she doesn't move. Then there's a pause. One of those moments that feels longer than it is. Lucas quickly saves his work, closes his laptop, and gathers his things. All right, all clear, he says, standing up and stretching his back. Office is all yours, Ava Mitchell. Ava smiles, a hint of amusement on her face. Thanks, Lucas. Maybe I'll see you around. Lucas nods, his eyes locking onto hers. I'd like that. At 2:47 a.m., Ava had just completed the last office on the 12th floor. Her supervisor, Derek, a bitter man in his 50s who treats the cleaning staff like his personal servants, is waiting by the employee exit. You're 7 minutes behind schedule, Mitchell, he yelled. The executive wing had extra, Ava explained. I don't care. 7 minutes is 7 minutes. Next time you clock out late, I'm writing you up. Ava bites her tongue. In her real life, Derek would be fired for speaking to anyone this way. But right now, she's not the CEO. She's just Ava Mitchell, who can't afford to lose this job. Yes, sir, Ava replied, bowing. And stop fraternizing with the office workers. I saw you talking to that guy on the 15th floor. You're here to clean, not to make friends, he said. But before Ava can respond, a voice cuts through the hallway. Actually, Derek, she was waiting for me. Lucas appears from around the corner, a leather jacket slung over his shoulder. Derek's demeanor shifts instantly. His spine straightens. Mr. Reed, I didn't realize that you were harassing my colleague. Lucas's voice is pleasant, but there's steel underneath. Ava was helping me with something, on my request. If anyone's behind schedule, it's me. Derek's face flushes. Of course, Mr. Reed. No problem at all. Great. Then you won't mind if I borrow her for a bit. Company business. It's not a question. Derek nods quickly and disappears down the hallway. Ava stares at Lucas. You didn't have to do that. Yeah, I did. Derek's been a problem for a while. Nobody just... He trails off, looking uncomfortable. Nobody pays attention. But I should have. I own this company, and I had no idea, Ava thought to herself. But then Lucas moved closer to her. Hope you don't mind coming with me to Rosie's, he said softly, his voice warm and inviting. We can grab a coffee, talk things through. It's just a little diner. But it's where I always go when I need to clear my head. Maybe we can relax and get to know each other a bit more. Of course, Ava said with a soft smile. The diner is called Rosie's. It smells like coffee, and grease and something that feels like home. They slide into a booth by the window. Outside, the city's still, buzzing, taxis honking, trucks rolling by, everything moving like it never stops. "So," Lucas says after they order, "what's your story, Ava Mitchell?" "My story?" "Yeah, nobody ends up cleaning offices at 2 a.m. without a story." Ava sips her water, buying time. She had rehearsed her fake backstory 100 times. "Life happened," she said with practiced casualness. "I needed work. This pays the bills." Lucas nodded, his expression understanding. "No judgment. I get it. I used to think success was this straight line, you know? Study hard, get the degree, land the dream job, climb the ladder, but life's messier than that. Unpredictable." Lucas nods slowly. "Yeah, I get that." "What about you?" Ava asks. "What's your story?" The waitress arrives with their food, burgers that look like they could stop a heart, and fries that glisten with salt and oil. Lucas takes a bite, chews thoughtfully. "My dad was an auto technician, a good man. Worked himself to death, literally. Heart attack at 53, right there under a lift. My mum tried to hold things together, but we lost the house. I watched her beg the bank for more time. I watched men in suits say numbers were numbers and business was business." He picks at his fries. "I promised myself I'd never be powerless like that again." "Is that why you work at TechCorp?" Ava asks. Lucas looks at her, and for a moment something shifts in his expression. "Yeah," he says simply. "Something like that." They talk until 4:30 a.m. And when Lucas walks her to the subway station, he says, "Can I see you again?" And despite every warning bell in her head, despite the mission, despite the test, "Yes," Ava replied. 3 weeks pass. Ava has fallen into a routine she never expected. 3 nights a week she cleans offices, and 3 nights a week Lucas is there. Sometimes they grab food after her shift. Sometimes they just talk in his office while she takes her break. He brings her coffee, the good kind, not the break room sludge. He asks about her day and actually listens to the answer. When Derek tries to humiliate her in front of other employees, Lucas shuts it down. Every single time. "You know you don't have to keep defending me," Ava says one night. "I'm not defending you," Lucas replies. "I'm treating you like a human being. There's a difference." It's the little things that get to her. The way Lucas remembers she doesn't like tomatoes on her burger. The way he saves her a seat in the employee cafeteria when she takes her lunch break, ignoring the stares from other office workers who think he's crazy for sitting with the cleaning lady. The way he notices when she's having a bad day and doesn't pry, just sits with her in comfortable silence. One night, Ava makes a mistake. She's cleaning the executive conference room, the one with the original artwork and the mahogany table that costs more than most people's cars, when she accidentally knocks over a glass. Sculpture. Then it shatters everywhere. Ava knows exactly how much it cost. $47,000. She also knows the VP who owns it, Richard Castellano, is a vindictive man who will absolutely press charges against a minimum wage cleaner. She's standing there, staring at the broken pieces, when Lucas appears in the doorway. "Ava? I heard—" He sees the shattered glass. "Oh no." "I'm so stupid," Ava whispers. Her hands are shaking. Not because she can't afford to replace it. She could buy 1,000 of them. They're shaking because this is what happens to people like Ava Mitchell. One mistake, and they're crushed. "Castellano is going to destroy me. I'll lose my job. He might even sue me." Ava sobs. "Hey!" Lucas crosses the room and takes her hands. "Look at me. You're not losing anything. I'll handle this." "Lucas, you can't," Ava whispered, grabbing his sleeve. "I'll tell him I broke it. I was in here working late, knocked it over," Lucas said. Ava shakes her head. "He won't believe you." "He will, because I'm an office worker and you're—" Lucas stops himself, his jaw clenching. "That's exactly the problem, isn't it? The double standard." Before Ava could respond, Richard Castellano himself walked in. He's a large man with an expensive suit and the kind of smile that never reaches his eyes. "What the hell happened here?" His eyes land on the broken sculpture, then snapped to Ava. You! Did you do this? Ava opens her mouth, but Lucas steps in front of her. I did it, Lucas says firmly. I was moving some equipment backed into the table. It's completely my fault. Castellano's eyes narrow. That sculpture was worth $50,000. Then I'll pay for it, Lucas said without hesitation. Ava's heart stops. $50,000. She knows Lucas doesn't have that kind of money. She's seen his apartment. Modest, clean, but clearly the home of someone living paycheck to paycheck. Fine, Castellano says coldly. I'll have HR send you the invoice. And Lucas, maybe be more careful next time. Then he leaves. The moment he's gone, Ava grabs Lucas's arm. Are you insane? $50,000, that's worth it, Lucas says simply, to keep you safe. Lucas, you can't afford that, Ava snapped. I'll figure it out. I always do, Lucas assured her. And in that moment, Ava realizes something that makes her heart race. She likes him. More than she should, more than she meant to. And the thought scares her. Not as the CEO testing people's character, but as Ava. Just Ava. For a man who would sacrifice his financial security to protect a woman he barely knows. After 4 weeks, their connection grows stronger. Lucas brings her lunch when she forgets to pack one. Ava accidentally cleans his office last so they can talk longer. They've developed inside jokes, shared looks across crowded break rooms. One Friday night, after Ava's shift ends, Lucas is waiting outside. I have a crazy idea, he says. How crazy? There's this place, about an hour outside the city, a lake. I used to go there when I was a kid. I thought maybe... He looks almost nervous. Maybe you'd want to see the sunrise? Away from all this? Ava should say no. She has a board meeting at 9 a.m. Rebecca, her stand-in CEO, needs to be briefed, but looking at Lucas, at the hope in his eyes, she agreed to go with him. They sit on the hood of Lucas's car, an old Toyota that's seen better days, wrapped in a blanket he keeps in the trunk. I haven't been here in years, Lucas says quietly. My dad used to bring me, before everything fell apart. It's perfect, Ava whispers. They watch the sun rise together, and when Lucas turns to look at her, something shifts. Ava, he says softly, I need to tell you something. Her heart pounds. This is it. He's going to tell me about his plan. He's going to confess. Ava thought to herself. I know this is complicated, Lucas continues. You work nights. I work days. You're cleaning offices. I'm designing products. The whole company would probably think I'm crazy. But I don't care what they think. I care about you. I care about the way you see the world. The way you're kind even when people don't deserve it. The way you never complain, even when you should. He takes her hand. I'm falling for you, Ava Mitchell, and I need you to know that. Ava's throat tightens. This beautiful, genuine, caring man is falling for her, and he has no idea who she really is. I'm falling for you too, she whispers, and she means it. God help her, she means it. That night everything changed. Ava was cleaning the executive floor, the 22nd floor, where her actual office is located. She's careful here. Her assistant, Jennifer, knows about the plan. The stand-in CEO, Rebecca, knows, but no one else can find out. She's emptying a trash can outside the server room when she hears voices. Low voices. Coming from inside the server room, a space that requires level 5 clearance, a space that should be empty at 2 a.m. Ava moves closer. Through the small window in the door, she sees 2 people. One is Marcus Chen, the VP of Sales, the one who leaves moldy coffee cups everywhere. The other is Lucas, and they're looking at something on a laptop. Is this everything? Marcus asks. Complete access, Lucas replies. Bank accounts, client data, proprietary algorithms, everything. Ava's blood runs cold. And you're sure the encryption bypass works? Marcus asked. Tested it 3 times. By Monday we'll have full control. We will drain the accounts, sell the client list, and we're gone before anyone notices. Marcus grins. How much are we looking at? Conservative estimate? 40 million. Could be as high as 70 if we move fast, Lucas responded. Ava's hand covers her mouth. No, no, this can't be happening. Not Lucas, not the man who protected her, who saw her as human, who she's falling in love with. And the girl? Marcus asks. The cleaning lady you've been hanging around? Lucas laughed. What about her? Don't tell me you're getting attached, Marcus teased. Please. She's a means to an end. Cleaning staff has access to every floor, every office, and nobody pays attention to them. I needed her keycard to get into the restricted areas without triggering alerts. Lucas confessed. Ava's heart breaks. Every word hurts. So, all the coffee, the dinners, the whole nice guy act, Marcus said, was exactly that, an act. Lucas's voice is cold, clinical, nothing like the warm tone he uses with her. She's useful. But once we're done here, I'll never think about her again, Marcus chuckles. You're cold, man. I like it. It's just business, Lucas says. Nothing personal. Ava can't wait to hear the rest of the conversation. It hurts too much. She runs. She doesn't stop running until she's in the parking garage behind a concrete pillar where no one can see her. And then she breaks. Silent, gasping sobs that shake her entire body. She was right all along. Everyone who gets close to her wants something. Chris wanted her money. Edward wanted access to her accounts. Jonathan wanted her designs. And now, Lucas, the sweet, caring, protective Lucas, wanted to rob her blind. But this hurts worse than all the others combined, because for the first time in years, she let herself hope. She let herself believe that maybe, just maybe, someone could love her for who she is. And it was all a lie. Every smile, every kind word, every protective gesture, a performance. Ava sits there in the dark for 20 minutes letting herself fall apart, and then she stands up, wipes her face, and make a decision. She's done being invisible. She's done being the victim. Lucas Reed wants to play games? Fine. But he's playing with the wrong woman. The next day, Ava stands in front of her bathroom mirror, staring at her reflection. Not the cleaning lady. Not Ava Mitchell. Just Ava Montgomery, CEO, billionaire, and a complete fool. She hasn't slept. The memory of Lucas's voice keeps playing in her head like a broken record. She's useful, but once we're done here, I'll never think about her again. Her phone buzzes. It's Jennifer. Everything is ready. Board meeting at 9. Security standing by. Are you sure you want to do this? Ava types back. Yes. She puts on her armor, a slate grey Armani suit, Louboutin heels, hair pulled back in a sleek bun. The war paint of a woman who's about to destroy someone's life, even if it destroys a piece of her own heart in the process. Ava walks through the front doors for the first time in 4 weeks as herself. The receptionist's eyes widened. Ms. Montgomery, welcome back. Employees turn and stare. Whispers ripple through the lobby. Ava doesn't acknowledge any of it. She heads straight for the elevators, her heels clicking against marble like a countdown. In the executive conference room, her board is already assembled. Rebecca, the stand-in CEO, looks relieved to see her. Ava, thank God. We've been fielding questions all week about where you were. I was working, Ava says simply, taking her seat at the head of the table. And I found exactly what I was looking for. She nods to Jennifer, who dims the lights and pulls up a presentation on the screen. 3 weeks ago, I went undercover as a cleaning lady in this building. I wanted to see how our employees behaved when they thought no one important was watching. People around the table start whispering in confusion. What I discovered was a planned corporate heist. 2 employees, Lucas Reed and Marcus Chen, have been systematically accessing classified files, creating backdoor codes, and setting up offshore accounts to funnel $70 million out of this company. The room bursts into chaos. 70 million. Who are these people? We need to call the FBI. Ava holds up a hand. Then the room goes silent. I have recordings, Financial records, security footage, everything we need. Her voice is steady, but her hands are clenched beneath the table. The theft is scheduled for this Friday, but I'm not waiting. Jennifer, bring them in. Lucas is at his desk reviewing code when security appears. Mr. Reed, Ms. Montgomery would like to see you in the executive conference room. Lucas frowns. Ms. Montgomery? The CEO? Yes, sir. Immediately, please. Something cold settles in Lucas's stomach, but he stands. Of course. As he walks through the halls, his mind races. The CEO wants to see me. Why? Did someone discover something? No. Impossible. He's been too careful. He reaches the conference room. The security guard opens the door, and Lucas's entire world stops, because sitting at the head of the table, in a designer suit, with perfect hair and cold eyes, is Ava, his own Ava. Have a seat, Mr. Reed, she says. Her voice sounds different, colder. This isn't the soft, gentle woman who laughed at his jokes in the break room. Lucas's legs feel weak. Ava? What are you doing here? Why are you dressed like… Sit down. He sits. Ava stands and Jennifer starts the presentation. Security footage appears on screen. Lucas and Marcus in the server room, late at night. Audio plays. Their voices discussing account numbers, transfer protocols, escape plans. Lucas feels the blood drain from his face. No, he whispers. No, this isn't… Isn't what? Ava's voice could cut glass. Isn't real? Isn't what it looks like? She walks around the table toward him, each step deliberate. Let me tell you what this is, Lucas. This is $70 million in corporate espionage. This is wire fraud, grand larceny, conspiracy. This is 20 years in federal prison. Ava, please, let me explain. Explain what? That you targeted me? That you researched my background, found out about my undercover project, and decided to play the role of the perfect boyfriend to throw me off your trail? Lucas's face goes white. How did you… I'm not stupid, Lucas. Her voice breaks slightly, and she hates herself for it. I was just stupid enough to believe you actually cared. The room is silent. Every board member is staring. Lucas stands, reaches for her. Ava, it wasn't like that. What I felt for you… She steps back, and the movement feels like a knife twisting in her chest. Don't you dare pretend any of it was real. It was real, Lucas's voice rises. Yes, I was planning the heist. Yes, I was going to steal from TechCorp. But what happened between us? That wasn't part of the plan. I didn't mean to fall for you. Then why didn't you stop? Ava's eyes are burning now, tears threatening. If you really cared about me, why didn't you just stop? Lucas opens his mouth, then closes it, because there's no good answer. Ava turns to security. Take him. Ava, please. It's Ms. Montgomery to you, the security commanded. The guards move forward. Lucas doesn't resist, but his eyes never leave Ava's face. I'm sorry, he says quietly. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. At exactly 2:10 p.m., the FBI arrives. Agents in suits, armed with warrants and handcuffs. Lucas and Marcus are officially arrested, read their rights, led away in handcuffs. As they're walking through the lobby, Lucas turns back one last time. His eyes find Ava, standing by the elevators. For a moment, just a moment, she sees the man she fell in love with, the gentle smile, the warm eyes. Then the doors close, and he's gone. Ava stood alone in her office. The sun sets over the city, turning everything gold and red. Jennifer knocks softly. The press release is ready. Legal says the case is airtight. They'll both plead out within a month. Good. You did the right thing, Ava. Ava laughs, but there's no humor in it. Then why does it feel so wrong? Jennifer sits down across from her. Because you loved him. I loved a fraudster. Maybe. Or maybe you loved the parts of him that were real. The kindness, the intelligence, the way he made you laugh. Jennifer pauses. People are complicated, Ava. He can be a criminal, and he can have genuinely cared about you. Both things can be true. They sit in silence for a moment. You want to know the worst part? Ava whispers. Even after everything, even knowing what he did. Part of me wishes I could have saved him. Part of me wishes he'd just been honest. That he'd trusted me enough to tell me the truth. Would you have helped him? Jennifer asked. Ava stands, walks to the window. I spent 3 weeks pretending to be someone else so I could catch people being their real selves. And in the process, I met someone who made me want to be real too. But he was pretending the whole time. She presses her hand against the glass. The trial is quick. Lucas and Marcus both plead guilty in exchange for reduced sentences. 12 years for Lucas, 15 for Marcus. Ava doesn't attend, but she does receive a letter. It's delivered to her penthouse by a lawyer. The envelope is plain, handwritten. To Ava, she almost throws it away. But she doesn't. She opens it. Dear Ava, I know you probably never want to hear from me again. I don't blame you. I've had a lot of time to think in here about what I did, about why I did it, about you. I targeted TechCorp because of my own selfish choices. I spent years planning the fraud. When I realized Marcus was ready to support it, I saw my chance. But here's the thing I never expected. You, not the CEO, not the billionaire, just you. The woman who brought me coffee and listened to my stories and laughed at my terrible jokes. I fell in love with Ava Mitchell. And somewhere along the way, I forgot that Ava Mitchell was never real, that she was always you. I should have stopped. The moment I realized what I was feeling, I should have walked away from Marcus, from the plan, from all of it. But I was a coward. I convinced myself I could have both, the money and you, that I could pull off the heist, and somehow, impossibly, you'd never find out. I was wrong about everything. You asked me once what I wanted more than anything. I told you I wanted to never be powerless again. Turns out, loving someone means giving them power over you. The power to hurt you, to destroy you, to save you. I gave you that power, Ava. And you used it exactly like I deserved. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I don't deserve it. I'm just asking you to know that what I felt for you was real. Maybe the only real thing in my entire stupid plan. I hope you find someone who deserves you, someone who sees all the incredible things I saw, but who's brave enough to be honest about it. You're extraordinary, Ava Montgomery. Don't let what I did make you forget that. Lucas. Ava reads the letter 3 times. Then she folds it carefully, puts it in her desk drawer, and locks it. She doesn't cry. She's done crying. Instead, she goes back to work. Building her company, leading her team, making TechCorp stronger than ever. But sometimes, late at night, when the city is quiet and she's alone in her penthouse, she takes out the letter and reads it one more time. And she wonders what might have been, if he'd been honest, if she'd been less guarded, if they'd met in a different life, as different people. But that's not the story they got. So Ava does what she's always done. She survives, she moves forward, and she builds a life worth living, even if her heart carries a scar that never quite heals. If you enjoyed this episode, like, comment, and subscribe for more. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to stay updated, share the story with friends, and join us for more stories.